What's up, y'all? Part-time gamer dad here, and today I want to talk to you about my new game stuff for September 2025. Now, obviously, some of the stuff that I'm about to talk about didn't come out in September 2025, nor did I buy it in September 2025. I don't think I bought any of this stuff this month. However, what I am doing is showing you what I bought since the last new game stuff, which I think was like June, maybe July, but basically it's the second new game stuff since we moved into the house. And of course, when we did the last new game stuff, it was kind of the follow-up to the Switch 2 dropping. So we're going to be talking about some Switch games I got on the cheap. Target was running some sales, Amazon was running some sales, some of this stuff came from Prime Day. And then on top of that, I'm going to talk to you about a game that I don't know where the case is right now, but a game that dropped that I loved. The first game I finished from start to finish all year. So let's talk about my new game stuff. Oh, and if you didn't know, I'm doing a series called Attacking the Backlog. Go watch that video right here. Make sure that you check it out because we are going to be starting next week with Alan Wake Remastered as my first episode of Attacking the Backlog. Watch the video that I just released, episode 0, give you some context around what we're going to be doing. With that said, let's get into this video. So, these are the games that I've got, and I'm going to be real with you. Some of these games are kind of old, but I never actually bought the game before or played the games before. So let's start with the one lone Xbox game. Everything else is a Switch game or Switch 2 game. So let's start with the Xbox just to get the weird one out of the way. The Outer Worlds. This game is a game that I've heard a lot about. I've seen some gameplay on, I've seen some streams, and it's a game that I really want to play. The nice thing was I got this for like $8, and check this out, y'all. It is still sealed. This is a great deal, I feel like, for a game that's still sealed, never been played, got it brand new on Amazon for Prime Day. So this is one that I'm really excited to play. I love Obsidian. I think that they're a great developer, and I don't play a whole lot of my Xbox anymore because everything I want to play, I can play on my PlayStation, on my Switch, on Steam, and I'm playing mostly PlayStation and Switch right now because that's where the majority of my backlog is. So with Xbox, I know there's Game Pass and stuff. I just can't afford it in my budget right now to get Game Pass, but one day, especially with the new and I'm not gonna front y'all, I don't remember exactly what it's called, the ROG Ally, right? It's the ROG Ally Xbox edition, where you'll be able to play Xbox games on handheld mode. That's really exciting to me, especially if we can incorporate the ability to utilize Game Pass, which we will be able to. I might do it at that point, but that's also $1,000 system, and it's not my budget. I got kids, I got a girl going to college in 3 years. We got big plans as a family, my wife and I, so that is down the road. But when I do, I'm gonna play a bunch of games, but excited to play Outer Worlds in the meantime on my Xbox Series X. Let's get into the Nintendo stuff. Let's start with some Switch stuff. Starting us off, we have Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Now listen, I tried the first Mario Rabbids, and it was okay. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't one of those games that I felt like I enjoyed on an individual level, but I can see where people did enjoy it. I'm just not a turn-based gamer. That's just not my vibe in most cases. XCOM, I really recognize why that's fun and why people enjoy it. It's just not for me. However, this game was, again, incredibly cheap, less than $10. So I got it. And it's one of those games that I think as my kids start growing up and they want to start playing games, I think they'll really dig and get into these. And again, I really value this. I'm the first person to play this copy. That's super exciting. I'm a big believer in physical media. I'm a big believer in reselling physical media when you're done playing with it. If you want, or if you're a collector like me, you hold on to stuff, and that's why I have a series called Attacking the Backlog, because I'm buying stuff all the time. Of course, within reason and on a budget. But this game I think will be really fun for my kids. My kids know who Mario is. They just watched their first Spider-Man movie. They're starting to get into the things that I love. So this will be one I'm looking forward to sharing with the kids. This one is not one that I'll be sharing with the kids, and in fact, this is not even a newly sealed game. This is a used game from GameStop. This is The Cult of the Lamb. This is one of those games that I really like the art style. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the game. It's Devolver, which I really like Devolver stuff. This game looks fun. Questionable content. We'll see. If you don't know, I'm a worship leader. So when we start dealing with some of the stuff that kind of gets into this, I'm hesitant to play, not because I have anything against Devolver or the games they produce. I just protect my heart. So, but this is kind of one of those things where the game is corny and it's not leading into the things fully, at least I think, that would be a hesitation. What I'm kind of skirting around is we'll see if I play this game. It's a game I'll own because it's part of my collection, but also the gameplay itself, as much as that looks fun, I don't know if I have the time to actually effectively play this, because I feel like there's a lot of it's a game where you have to play it pretty consistently from what I can see in order to play it well. You can probably play it, you just can't play it well if you don't have the consistency of putting the time and the efforts in. So this is the one that I'm not sure if and when I'm going to play it, but it's now part of the collection for Cult of the Lamb. This game, y'all, I'm real excited about. Check this out. This is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I am not a big Kirby fan. I am not a big Air Riders fan. I'm excited for the new one to come out, and I just never have been a big Kirby fan, except in Smash Bros. Because he's a little OP. But for this game, I actually really love the actual Dreamland games, and I'm really excited to play this one. I think one of the things I'm most excited about is that it just looks beautiful. Like, it's a really beautiful looking game. The art style, I mean, check this out, guys. Look at that. Like, the art style of this game is just really clean, really well done. That's why Nintendo is one of my favorite out there. So I'm really excited to play this game. It's something that's a little bit of change of pace from what I normally play from Nintendo. And we'll get into here in a minute, like what games I've been playing by Nintendo that I really lean into. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, I can tell you that right now, off and on for the last 2.5 years. Maybe I'll do a 3-year retrospective come May. Maybe that'll be attacking the backlog in like 6 months or 8 months from now. Well, time is illusion. So Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, it's going to be really fun. If you have played this game, let me know in the comments down below, because this is the game I'm probably most looking forward to playing out of the games I have yet to play from this haul. And I did spend, I think I got this half off. I think I got it for like $30. So really, really excited to play it. But let me know if you played it and what you thought. Okay, now we're going to look at the Switch 2 games. We're going to start with a game that, like, listen, I love RPGs. I just suck at them. But this is a game that I wanted to pick up because I want to start picking up all the Switch 2 games I could. It's not to the point that I thought I was going to be able to do it, just because it's a lot of money to buy new games. And like I said, we moved about 3 months ago into this house. It's been amazing. This has been an incredible space for my family to live and just kind of like, grow even more like comfortable just in our own space. So that comes with additional resources. So I bought this game, not that I'm necessarily going to play it, but I wanted to have it as part of the collection. That's Bravely Default. This game, so this is the Flying Fairy. Here's the thing. This is something, and you're going to find this with both games. I don't know how I feel about this part right here, and that is the game key card. And I understand, I get where we're coming from. I just don't love it, and that's part of the reason why I'm hesitant to like actually opening this and the other Switch 2 game I got. I might eventually open the other one probably to play it, but this game that's another part of the reason I don't know if I'll play this game. I'm a collector and I want to keep my stuff good and I want to enjoy it, and at the same time I always want to be able to like turn around and resell if I need. If I leave it sealed, then over time maybe the value will go up 20 years from now. So Bravely Default, Flying Fairy, there is one of them. The other one that I got is a Sonic Shadow Generations. Now I am a Sonic fan, and I do love these Generations games. This one's really interesting because this actually has like a reversible cover sheet with this, so I kind of want to open it just to see like what the cover sheet is on the other side. But again, look at the fine print. Game key card. So these games also take up a lot of memory. This has 24 gigs. That one's 11. So those are the things that make me hesitant to play these games, but I own them. They're part of my Switch 2 collection. Speaking of Switch 2, the game I cannot find. Let me rephrase it. I can find it. I know where the game is. I just don't know where the case is. My case is probably, if I'm being real with you, it's probably in my bedroom, just because I played so much of this game like late at night while my wife was sleeping, because 3 kids, full-time job, part-time job, raising a teenager, trying to do all the dishes. That's my daily chore. Helping with laundry, mowing the lawn, leading a men's worship team. All these things in my life like that are great and I love. They don't allow me the ability to just play at normal times. So I'm always playing really, really late at night in bed. So with all that being said, check this out. Donkey Kong Bonanza, as of right now, and listen, I haven't played some of the other games. I'm going to show you all right here. This game. I haven't played them, at least all the way through. So trust me when I say I recognize they might be better games, but for me so far, this game is my game of the year. And it may stay that way. Now, there's other games coming out I'm very excited about. Little Nightmares 3 is coming out in a couple months. Very excited for that. I got the collector's edition. Here it is. Yes, thank you. I know, I've got great taste. Thank you. And one of my buddies is coming over tonight actually to play the OG Little Nightmares because he's never played it. So that game might take it for me. There's other games that I'm excited about, but Donkey Kong Bonanza was really the one that I was really like, okay, cool. This looks like an Odyssey prequel. It plays a lot like Odyssey, which is just a Donkey Kong skin and Donkey Kong movements and combat and all those things. But it's technically an Odyssey prequel, which when you play the game, you see why. The ending was a great like bait and switch, really solid in terms of the progression of the abilities and the different bonanzas that you could utilize and how they all had to integrate into each other as you got deeper into the game. And it made it kind of one of those things where you needed to purposefully upgrade certain things with your different skill trees, whether it was as DK or the different bonanzas. And it was a game that, like, if you just played it without utilizing the bonanzas effectively, by the time you got to the final stretch of the game, you could get there without having to worry about those things. But once you got there, you were in a learning curve. And that's where I found myself. I did not use the bonanzas enough outside of when you absolutely needed to use them for the relevant level in which you gained the bonanza, or like when it was very clear what we were doing. If it was just something where I could like pound through, then I was doing it. And as a result of that, it took me way too many times to actually beat the game. But I did beat the game. And guys, it was so much fun. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, I'm going to beat the game and I'm going to return it. And I didn't. Oh, well, not return it, but sell it. You know what I mean. But I didn't sell it. And the reason I didn't sell it was because my buddy and his wife, they bring their kids over to us once a month. We watch them. They go on a date night. And then, again, once a month, we flip back and we bring them our kids. And then we go on a date night. And when it was our turn to watch the kids, their oldest said to me, hey, my dad said you have a gaming room. I was wondering if I could like go play a game. So I hooked him up with DK Bonanza. This kid fell in love with it. He's like 7. And I came down here and we were trying to get him to go with his parents. And he was just like in a daze. He was just like focused, locked in, enjoying the heck out of the game. And we saved him his own little profile, created it for him so he could have his own save file of the game. He's going to come back once a month to pick up where he left off. So like for me, it made a lot of sense to not get rid of that game because there's no other way he's going to have access. His family doesn't have Switch 2. I don't know when they'll get, if they'll even get a Switch 2. He won't be able to play that game. So like for me to joy, to share that joy, to share that love of this game with that kid, that's just invaluable, man. So like I can't sell it. So DK Bonanza as of right now, give you a score for DK Bonanza. Really love the combat, really love the music, really love the sound design as a whole. A lot of the layers, and when you play the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say layers. A lot of the layers were fun. Some of them were really monotonous. Some of them were really dry, and some of them were a little frustrating to navigate, and then some of them were just like a blast, and you wish like it was too short. You wish it would have gone longer. For example, the racetrack layer, like I wish there would have been more elements to that would have made it even more fun, especially because we're getting into the lore and some of the characters from years gone by and games gone by in the DK series. So all in all, like, especially with the bait and switch and the like twist at the end of the game, and where that all led, the relationship between DK and Pauline, all those pieces, I give it like a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. There's a lot of issues with it, in terms of like, again, just the monotony of the combat sometimes, and also it's a game that like I feel like anybody can pick it up and play, but it takes a lot to get like really good at it, and I just don't have that time. And so there was things about the game that sometimes were quite frustrating to me, and also because it's not as simple as like you would think. Like there are definitely a lot of things with the bonanzas that you have to really focus on, and there's a lot of things with that they don't tell you, so and you don't want to like sacrifice your lives or your balloons or any of those things, and so you're hesitant to like be creative or be curious, and I feel like that held it back a bit. But overall, like I said, game of the year for me so far, solid 9 out of 10. It takes a lot to get a 10 out of 10 for me. I probably have like between 5 and 15 games that I would give a 10 out of 10, and maybe one day I'll do my 10 out of 10 games. But I can tell you right now, like, we're talking about like Mario Odyssey is a 10 out of 10, whereas like DK is kind of a step below. So, and also it just wasn't as fun to go like get the bananas as it was to get the moons in Mario Odyssey. Like there was a lot more, it was a lot more rewarding to get the moons, whereas it felt like a bit of a chore at times to go find the bananas, and like you needed to find the bananas to build the skill tree out, and just was not as fun. But all that being said, it was still a really fun experience overall. So that is my review, my score for DK Bonanza, 9 out of 10. This has been New Game Stuff for September 2025. Guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We got the Attacking the Backlog series starting next week properly. Like I said, go check out episode 0. You can hear what it's all about, and make sure you comment down below what you thought of DK Bonanza if you played it, and also what games you want to see me play for Attacking the Backlog. These are games that I own or games that have been out for a while that you think I should pick up on the cheap. My name is Part-Time Gamer Dad, and I will see you very soon.